The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Mobius 5000, narrated by Wholey. It is the day of the big Mobius 5000 car race presented by Andy Pandatelli. Robotnik is watching the race with a track all over Mobius, eating his spaghetti with no sauce on it. The monster. Whoever wins the race gets the grand prize of 10,000 Mobiums. Scratch decides to race Grounder around the room with him in his little car and Grounder using himself. It resulted in them crashing into Robotnik, spoiling his spaghetti dinner. Robotnik puts a piston into his mouth so he can spit it out. He calls them piss brains. No, sorry, piston brains. Robotnik doesn't care about the money and wants to use the race to destroy Sonic. And this time he is going to use professionals instead of his dumbbots. He wants to deliver a message to the Porcupine Orphanage. They leave by falling on an engine and crash through the door. Robotnik thinks that he would be better off with a vacuum cleaner and a toaster for assistance. Meanwhile, at a bar, a hippo challenges Tails to a game of pool. Mike from Monsters Inc. is also there for some reason. Hippo Man tries to cheat using a magnetic cue ball. As he tries to sink a ball, a blue ball comes out of nowhere to stop it. Also, you don't sink the 8-ball first. Tails, using his smarts, predicts where every ball he hits goes into which pocket. The hippo thinks that's impossible, but he does it anyway, sinking every ball, winning the game. Tails gets a plate of chili dogs presented by the female waitress from a previous episode. Sonic appears as he was the blue ball the whole time. The hippo calls them out for cheating, but as they somehow know he was using a magnetic cue ball to cheat, they were fine with it as he knocked those balls in fair and square. As Sonic and Tails enjoy their hot dogs, they're approached by the owner of the Porcupine Orphanage. If she doesn't pay Dr. Robotnik 10,000 Mobiums by tomorrow, he is shutting down the orphanage. Sonic wants to help, but he doesn't know where to get the money. By coincidence, Andy Pandatelli is on TV reminding everyone about the race that is in 2 hours, and the exact prize money that is needed to save the orphanage. So Sonic and Tails decide to enter the race. They go to the coolest looking workshop ever to get someone to build them the fastest car in the world. There they meet eccentric scientist and mechanic Professor K9 Stein. Sonic wants K9 Stein to build them a fast car to win the race. The professor has some schematics for an all-terrain vehicle that would take a few months to build, but as he has the necessary parts, Sonic could build it in no time flat. So Sonic builds the car, which means this might be one of the earliest instances of Sonic being in a race car, way before all the Sonic racing games. It was finally time for the big race. Sonic and Tails are in their car with K9 Stein. The car can also drink oil by itself. K9 Stein says the car is so fast nothing can beat her. But Robotnik is secretly watching them and gets his own team of race bots to infiltrate the race. One of them looks like Shunt from Robot Wars. Other robots include Scorpion, a red fast car and a bike bot. The Happy Meal toys obey Robotnik and understand their objective: destroy Sonic. The cars get in position. The bike bot sprays some rubbery glue at the back of Sonic's car. And then they are off. The race bots are in the lead, but Sonic's car is having trouble due to the glue. The glue throws them back through Scratch and Grounder. Whilst K9 Stein tries to get the glue off, Sonic and Tails go off to fetch the spare tyres. Scratch and Grounder try to escape from under the car, but K9 Stein mistakes them for equipment and uses them to help replace the tyres. With the tyres replaced, Sonic and his friends are back in the race. But can they keep up and beat the other racers? Find out after this message. We now return to our scheduled programming. The other racers are currently in rocky terrain, with the race bots crushing the competition. Sonic puts the car in full juice and catches up with Scorpion. Robotnik, meanwhile, decides to fool around pretending to be a race car driver. Scorpion relays to Robotnik to await his orders. Robotnik tells it to plan a what? Plan a what, Robotnik? Oh, use plan A! I see. Scorpion unleashes a load of thumbtacks onto the track. Luckily, Sonic's car has a huge magnet installed which picks up all the tags. Then, reversing the polarity of the neutron flow, he sends the tags all over Scorpion. Then it tries to use its stinger to attack Sonic's car, which doesn't seem to affect it that much. Both Sonic and Scorpion go off-road, and with the bumpy terrain it had a hard time attacking Sonic with its stinger. Then Scorpion runs into a telephone wire with its stinger, transporting it to 1985. Or not. Should have gone 88 miles per hour, mate. However, it caused a massive blackout at Robotnik's base, so he goes to find the backup generator, hoping not to run into any leftover rat traps. But as this scene doesn't have any sound effects, he had trouble avoiding one. Or he wants to randomly scream in the dark like I do. Meanwhile, they have arrived at the frozen polar region. To get over the ice, K9 Stein activates the chain to go around the tyres, but they are followed by Scraper. Robotnik orders it to perform Plan B. Scraper smashes the ice, creating huge cracks. Sonic puts the car in full juice, avoiding the cracks. But then a huge ice mountain shatters and huge chunks of ice fall onto the car, trapping them inside. This makes Robotnik celebrate by putting on a party hat. Or is that an ice cream cone? Scratch and Grounder watches the race bots speed off. They are terrified that if the race bots win, they'll be replaced, or worse, be turned into soup cans. Grounder comes up with the idea that if they help and free Sonic, they could capture him themselves and take the credit. This makes Scratch kiss his brother. But due to the cold weather, the beak got stuck on him. Sonic wants to cut his way out, but the ice would damage the car. Scratch and Grounder clear away the ice, asking if they ordered a frozen pizza. They speed off with the dumb bots covered in ice. Sonic tells Tails to take the wheel as he gets out of the car. He speeds by Scraper and then makes an ice sculpture of a fake sign that leads to a shortcut. Of course, Scraper falls for it by falling off a slope and crashes into the ice below. He gets back into the car with him and Tails strapping in. K9 Stein doesn't, as he wants to live dangerously. He speeds by the remaining race bots, taking the lead. Out of the ice region, they go to the chemical plant zone. You know, from Sonic 2. Scratch and Grounder go and take over a gas station as they know that Sonic will make a pit stop there. Posing as attendants, the Dombots offer to check the engine and give Sonic chili dogs. They plan to replace the engine with a bomb to blow the car up. But due to some stupid shenanigans, Grounder gets put in the car instead, leaving the bomb with Scratch. As Sonic's car drives off, Grounder becomes their new engine, and then the bomb goes off, destroying the gas station. Robotnik watches the whole thing like the Queen Vic caught on fire again in EastEnders. Robotnik orders Speedo to drag race Sonic and cut him down to size, so the red car and Sonic race off together over the pipes. Speedo gets some spikes out of his wheels Ben-Hur style and punctures one of Sonic's front tyres. They land in a pool of dangerous chemicals that will dissolve the car. Sonic somehow makes the car spin itself that makes it go out of the chemical pool and over the pipes. The spinning car went straight through Speedo, cutting it in half in a very gruesome way. Robotnik contacts X-Moto and tells it to just win the race, just win the race, just win the race. They race off into the casino zone where Sonic gets trapped in heavy traffic. X-Moto got through by using suckers on its wheels. They pretty much seem to have lost, but Sonic knows where a star post is. Holy shit, they have something from the games! So they find it and get transported into the Sonic 2 Special Zone. They collect the blue rings and use it as a shortcut right to the finish line. X-Moto appears to be approaching the finish line, but Sonic appears from the Special Zone. Sonic overtakes X-Moto, so he uses a beam to zap Sonic. So Sonic jumps out of the car and jumps on X-Moto, hijacking it. He drives it over a big hill and makes it crash into a flattened mess. As the only car remaining, Sonic looks like he is going to win the race. However, Robotnik still has Plan Z. He turns up in a stupid-looking golf cart. He fires a cannon out of its nose, creating a huge wall blocking the finish line. Robotnik stands in front of the wall, telling the Hedgehog he can't win the race. But then the little kids from the orphanage push the wall on top of Robotnik. Oh dear, what a way to go. Killed by a bunch of kids. Okay, he's fine anyway. Sonic crosses the finish line and wins the race, and gets the prize money to save the orphanage. In Sonic Says, Sonic tells you to put on your seatbelt and don't distract the driver. Hang on, I hear some ticking. Hey, who left this bomb here?